everybody. Thanks for joining me. I've decided to do a color and chat. I'm doing this picture from Selina Fenech from her Goddess and Mythology book, and I'm not going to mention the pencil colors I'm using because they're not numbered. I've kind of numbered them myself, but I'm using Colleen's, so I decided to just do this and have a bit of a chat while I'm doing it. I hope that you'll enjoy the video. I'm going to have zoomed in quite close, and I'm going to start with her skin. But before I do that, I want to see, this is Diana, that's the Greek goddess, and she's the moon goddess. I want to see if I can lightly sketch in the rest of the moon. So I'm going to start with her skin. I'm just going to put all my Colleen's out and grab colors as I go along. I bought this set of Colleen's second hand from somebody who'd lost interest in coloring and sold her all this stuff. So I was really pleased to get them at a very reasonable price. I like Colleen pencils. They were kind of my first pencil that I really liked. That's quite a nice first apricot peach kind of color to start. Just a very light lay down of skin. I printed this. I've got the PDF version, so I printed this at home on Spring Hill cardstock, which is really nice color pencil paper. It's got a super tooth, and I'm just always nervous. I love PDF things because you don't have to pay all the enormous postage and everything. But I usually pop off to a kind of office supply store to get them printed, because my printer is, there, that looks like skin as well there. My printer, you often get like bits flake off and sort of can look grungy and grey, so I'm hoping this goes okay. So today, I'm sure this will only go up halfway through January, but today that I'm coloring here is actually the 2nd of January, and New Year and Christmas and all of that is behind us, and we had a lovely Christmas. How was yours? In my family, we tend to celebrate Christmas Eve more than Christmas Day, and my daughter-in-law had us all at her home, and we had a lovely meal, and the children swam. It's hot here in South Africa, although Christmas Eve day was quite mild. But the kids swam for the later part of the afternoon, and we had a fire going and did some meat on the fire, and then we had all brought bits as well, so then we added, I'm looking for another color here, there's a nice pale pink. Then we added, like I brought a gammon and somebody brought chicken, and we never do turkey. I actually don't think I've had turkey in years and years and years, so but I love gammon, and we had all of that, and then some barbecued chicken as well, and barbecued pork. So it was really nice meal, and my daughter-in-law made scrumptious salads, kind of a Mediterranean style. So it was not a traditional Christmas meal, but it was lovely. And then we all sing Christmas carols together, and that was so cute. My youngest grandson, my daughter's youngest boy is just 1 year old now. And he looked amazed. His whole face lit up when we all started singing, I'm convinced, and his little mouth literally hung open. And I'm convinced he thinks we were all singing especially for him. But there are quite a few young people in the extended family at the moment. So it was nice, and we're a Christian family, so we had some Bible reading, and I really enjoyed it. Then Christmas Day, we just took it easy, which was nice. I actually think that looks all right for a first layer for the skin. I'll fix it up a bit later on, just giving me an idea. Now I want to go to the moon. I'm going to do a pale lemon, but I think I need to erase my extra lines first. So I'm going to use my kneadable eraser. Just got a little bit of it here. I'm going to erase that line too, because I can probably see enough of its shadow to color in that. Let's start with that. I've got the camera in quite close. I hope you can see. So I'm not sure how many of you enjoy color and chats. I don't do them very often because I always feel like I'm going to run out of some things to say, and who's really interested in what I've got to say anyway. I think I need to learn to color away from me so that you can actually see what's happening. There, I hope that's a bit better. So while I'm doing this, I want to speak a bit about the channel. I started off thinking it was going to be a coloring channel, and I will be carrying on with the coloring, but as my art journey is developing, I suppose that's the word to say it, I've been falling more and more in love with watercolors and art journals and all sorts of things like that. So I'm quite keen to add things like that, as well as the coloring and the unboxings and that sort of thing. So I'd really like to know how that, whether you like that idea, whether that makes a channel that you'd like to watch, or whether it's too diverse, whether I must stick to one thing, or because I've got playlists, so you can find the things you like in the playlists as well. But I don't think I'm good enough of a colorist to sort of like be a color along person. I'll do occasional ones like that, but I'm more like keen to build this community where we can all share and chat, and when I'm a bit braver, maybe I can go live and we can all chat, and I'd love to know how you feel about that. So I'd also love to know whether you've made any New Year's resolutions. Oh my goodness, New Year resolutions. It's not something I've done for ages and ages. I don't think I've ever kept a New Year's resolution in my life. So I can't remember now whether I've said this or not, but before I started coloring this, I looked up who the goddess Diana was, and she's apparently the moon goddess, so hence the moon behind her. I think this pencil is in need of a sharpen, so let me do that quickly. I don't know if any of you watched my Selina color review. I really like those pencils. I must say they're really nice. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link up above for you and you can watch it. But the only thing is that the nice 120 set that I reviewed is out of stock as I speak now at Amazon, so but maybe it's available at Amazon UK still, and it's definitely available on the Xenicolor website. So here we go. This is such a pretty pale lemon. Wonder what color we should make her hair. I think dark. I think darkish hair so that she's sort of semi-silhouetted. And then the other thing I'm not quite sure what color to do is all the stuff on the moon. I'll take a slightly darker yellow, also needs a bit of a sharpen. Oops. I've gone into her dress there. I wonder if that will erase. Yes. Let me try to be more careful. There we go. So this is going to be my first year as a retired person, but not fully. I'm going to have 6 singing pupils, and I need to start deciding on their repertoire and everything very soon, because the school year will be starting before we blink, and then towards the end of January my daughter-in-law from Germany will be coming with my other little 14-year-old grandson. I'm so looking forward to them coming to stay with us, and they're going to be staying for 5 weeks, so I'm trying to get ahead with these YouTube videos because I don't want to let people down, so I'm trying to schedule them and get a month ahead, because I suspect I'm not really going to have any crafting or coloring time once they're here, but I'm really looking forward to them coming. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is them leaving again. My heart absolutely broke last year when they left. That's the trouble when you love somebody or when you love something. You've got to let go. And I think we raise our children to be capable human beings that can stand on their own 2 feet and go out into the world, and that's everything we want. But being a parent, letting go is very, very difficult. So I'm afraid the battery of my camera ran out, and so I landed up talking the hind leg of a donkey, and I didn't even realize it. And I did the rest of the moon, and I used the actual silver pencil for the bit that looks grey. So this is just a quick voiceover to catch you up. So let's go down with the dark here. This paper, the toner is kind of flaking off a little bit. it makes little grimy bits here and there. I think I'm going to either use Jelly Roll or fine liners for the little buttons and things. Do you all, people that are watching this, do you all belong to Facebook coloring groups, or do you prefer just doing your own thing and watching the occasional YouTube video, or do you love Instagram? I'd love to know what people like. I personally, I know so many people love Instagram, but I find it difficult. I don't know why. I can't kind of get into it, and I sort of feel like doing this YouTube channel, and such I should, and I mean there are the most glorious pictures to see of work people has done, art and everything, but it doesn't speak to me. I find it, I don't know, I find it a very difficult thing to get into. I like YouTube and I like Facebook, and I suppose it dates me in a way. My grandchildren like things like TikTok, which I've watched, but there's so much social media, kind of like takes over your life. I think, you see, this is typical. I plan on something and then I do something different. I think I'm going to go with those there. And do another layer with that, and then I'm going to use the white pencil, I think, to blend. I was in a show once and I had a costume that was, it also had this kind of a bodice, like a corset kind of a bodice into a V, and it was in this kind of a dark green. And this is making me think of it. I don't know if Lorraine will be watching this video at all, but she was in the show with me, so she will know which one it was. Many moons ago, when I was still young and singing and enjoying being on stage, which I don't really at all anymore. It was so lovely in the opera when we were in the opera chorus. We always used to have such a laugh, as well as making lovely music, but it was just fun. Made some of the best friends of my life in that. I'm using a heavy pressure here to try and blend these. Go, and let's go down with this here. She has a good bosom. I get so fed up with the little bits of toner that flake off. I was dying to colour this picture, and so I couldn't wait to go up to the office supply store and get it printed there, but I'm kind of regretting my impatience now. I have a laser printer. You would think that it would do okay, and I've tried all sorts of different printer settings. I've tried saying, you know, like save toner or giving the right weight of paper, and I've actually found it works better when you don't say it's a heavier paper, because I think it uses more toner when it's a heavier paper. I think I'm going to do those in sparkly gel pens. I love a chance to use my sparkly gel pens. They are my favorite. Now this should be dark. So I think that's the moon behind her that I forgot. This is something with me and my coloring. I always miss out bits. I'm not, I find it hard to see exactly what's going on in a picture. That's why, like the Kirby Razan pictures that are so beautiful, and I've seen the most incredible work done by people, I think they're beyond me, to be quite honest. What should I do there? Should I make it dark? I think I'm going to go with this dark one again. What do you think that is? It's like panniers on the side of her dress. I do find that since I started colouring, which was in 2015 or 2016, I remember sitting with this Relax with Art that Linda Steele, a pupil of mine at the time, brought me this book, and I remember sitting looking at this and thinking, what do I do now? I bought these very hard and very horrible pencils because at the time I didn't know that there was any difference at all between pencils. But now why did I start talking about that? But I get very confused by what's what in a picture. I think that's what I'd started with. And I'm going to do this lightly. Let me try doing it with the two light colours. Wonder how they'll blend. Just going to do that like that and go through the whole thing. Colour the whole thing with white and see. It's funny doing this colour and chat. I think I start off saying something and then I forget what I'm talking about. Go off at a tangent. I'm sorry if I'm driving you all up the creek. As I become like involved in something here, I forget what I was talking about. Okay, that's all right. Now, I think again, shall I give her glitter? I think I shall give her glitter. I'm going to go and fetch the glitter. I'm also going to make some tea. Finished that, and a whole lot of the toner has come off in little flakes and things. I haven't completely finished. I'm still going to do a bit more shading, but I'm going to go over some of these black lines with a fine liner, I think, just to neaten them up a bit. There we go. I was quite delighted today. I popped onto my channel to check something. Somebody left me a message and I wanted to reply, and I saw I've got 170 subscribers. So yay, that's awesome. So excited. I'm not sure, is that better or not? I wish this was a live chat so you could tell me yay or nay. Should I be doing this or shouldn't I be doing this? Can't quite decide. Oopsie. There, I'm messing up a little bit. Let me go over that. I've got very bad eyes and I can't always see what I'm doing, so I must make an appointment with the eye specialist later this year. I'm wondering if my cataracts have reached a stage where they can do something about them. Last time I went he said no, but I've got something called floaters in my eyes that block out a whole lot of vision, and he said, the doctor said it was too dangerous really to laser them, so I just sit with it. Oops, missing that. Not sure if I'm doing the right thing here by going over the bits where the toner's flaked off. So I finished my book. I was going to tell you who the author was. Patricia Gibney, Gibney. I'm not sure if it's the last one in the series. I need to go and see if I can get another. Okay, I think that's helped a bit. So now I think I'm going to just darken up those bits that would be the creases. There's little gaps here as well. So there as well, I think. I cancelled my scrawler box at the end of last year, and the last one I got I didn't do an unboxing of, but it was lovely. It got the gouache paints in it, which I've not used yet. I've been looking at Skillshare and wondering about doing a class maybe with them. I did swatch them, but I haven't actually painted anything. So there's the one. I'm going to go through that crease. And then I think I'm going to make that a crease as well. I do like these Colleen pencils. Darken up where it is down here. They're so nice and soft and buttery. Got a hang of a wind raging outside. But other than that, the weather's actually not bad. Also got little dots of missing lines. It's funny not getting a scrawler box anymore. I I paused my palettefull packs for 1 month and then I've restarted it, but I have yet to receive my December one, and I subscribed to one upgrade box, and that was the November one, and I rather liked it because it's free shipping worldwide. I think the wax is built up on this pen here. I keep scribbling, there we go. But it hasn't arrived yet, so I wish it would come. I watch all these unboxings, people get the things and then I seem to get them 2 months later. So, but I'm still going to do the unboxings when they come. I went through wondering, should I bother, shouldn't I bother? But I love opening things, so I thought might as well unbox them. And perhaps for actual South Africans, it's helpful to know if I give a price in South Africa and that kind of thing. It would be useful if people let me know if they liked that or not. But I don't think there's anything more exciting than getting stuff in the mail. Years ago I used to do quilting, and I long before email or the internet or anything like that, and I used to swap quilt squares, quilt blocks with people all around the world, and oh, I loved. It was still in the days when South Africa had a postal service that worked well, and I absolutely loved to see what had come, and we wrote real live letters, that pen on paper, and it was so great kind of communicating with somebody. Got so lazy about actually writing a letter or even a card these days. I always swore I never would become so digitalized, but I have. It's ever so much easier to send e-cards than real cards, and especially when post office doesn't really deliver what you send or it goes missing. So, but perhaps that's just an excuse. An easy out. It's almost as if the paper is going, let me drink this pencil up here, because the pencil is virtually disappearing off the page. Very toothy paper. It's the paper I use when I do my pencil reviews. It's weird talking to a camera without anybody replying to me. I wonder how other people feel when they do colouring chats. I think this is only the second one I've ever done. It is a very weird feeling. I have a song from an old Alice in Wonderland movie going through my head. The time has come, the war is said, to think of other things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings. And when the sea is boiling hot and where the pigs have wings, Callooh, Calais, a happy day for cabbages and kings. Why is that going through my head? I must be weird. I'm going over that with this colour as well. I quite like that sort of blue and green together. I ordered a book recommended to me by a friend, Chantal, who's also into watercolor, called 15-minute watercolor masterpieces. Ordered it off Amazon because I had a $25 gift voucher there waiting for me, so that was awesome. Okay, I think that's done. Whoops, can you see that? So now I think that I'm going to do the deer kind of dark, having a slurp of tea. I'll do his antlers and then the bow in the same colors. That's a nice kind of a reddish one. It's greenish. It's golden brown. Now I need a dark brown. That's blue, black, red, brown. There must be a dark brown here somewhere. There we go. I was thinking of doing the background sort of like that. That's gelatos. Can't quite decide whether I will or not. And I'm stressing a little bit about this fur, so I haven't done it yet. Will it be a white sort of ermine fur, or will it be a grey fur, or what will it be? So now we've come to the end, more or less, of this first section of the Colour and Chat. And I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'll upload section 2 soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.